Curious George, up, up, and away. It was a beautiful day in the country. Mrs. Rankins was excited to show her hot air balloon to George, Bill, and the man with the yellow hat. But as George ate his blueberries, he looked around and wondered, where was the balloon? Mrs. Rankins turned on a big fan. George could feel the air blow on his face. The large cloth on the ground began to blow. The fan is inflating the balloon, the man with the yellow hat explained. George saw the balloon taking shape. Next, Mrs. Rankins turned on the flame, and as hot air filled the balloon, it began to float up. Bill told George, hot air rises, so when the flame is lit, the balloon lifts off the ground. In all his life, George had never seen a balloon so big. Bill invited George to take a ride in the balloon. Let's do some bird watching. We won't go far since we are tied to the ground with this rope. George climbed aboard, but his foot released the rope. The balloon sailed up, up, and away. The man and Mrs. Rankins were so worried. How would they get Bill and George down? They jumped into Mrs. Rankin's truck and sped after the balloon. Maybe the man could grab the rope and save George and Bill. But the man couldn't reach the rope. From up above, George could see his house. They were traveling so fast and far. George had to do something. He saw a wheel and thought he could steer the balloon back to the Rankins' farm. He had always wanted to drive. As the wheel turned the wheel, the flame got bigger and the balloon rose. George, said Bill, you're filling the balloon with more hot air. Now the balloon floated over a lake. On the other side of the lake, a policeman offered to help the man catch the balloon. They rowed as fast as they could so the man could reach the rope. The man grabbed the rope with both hands, but instead of stopping the balloon, he was flying too. Don't worry, George, he called. I'm coming to get you. George was happy to see his friend, but Bill was worried. What would happen now? The man couldn't hold on to the rope. He laid it on a pile of hay. A friendly horse gave him an idea. Up above, Bill was getting really worried. George, he said, the wind is blowing us out to sea. But George was having a great time sharing his blueberries with the birds. George noticed that one of the birds was trapped inside the balloon. George pulled the lever that opened the top vent off so the bird could get out. As the hot air escaped through the vent, the balloon sailed down toward the beach. The balloon was now low enough for the man. With the help of the friendly horse, it lassoed it and tied it to the ground once again. George was relieved to be back on the ground with his friends. Next time, he thought, he didn't need a hot air balloon to go bird watching. He just needed blueberries. The end.